Get Out, and now he's busy on the big and small screen, starring with Nicole Kidman in the movie Destroyer and in the new series Valley of the Boom.
Wow.
Please welcome Bradley Whitford. Thank you. You're a busy guy. You're busy.
Very lucky.
You did creep me out in Get Out.
He was a creepy guy.
Creepy guy.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
You creeped me out in Handmaid's Tale, so
Yeah.
well done.
Well, yeah,
Incredible
creepy
in that
guys
as well.
are fun.
Yeah.
And I wish you were working in the West Wing.
Well, this week
They're creeping me out now. But go ahead.
Yes, I want to talk to you about that because this week we were talking about the national emergency of the border wall.
Yeah, I think that's it's a completely manufactured, insane moment that we're in. This pin I wear is Jamie Gutenberg, who was slaughtered in her school in Florida. 40,000, between 30 and 40,000 people die every year in this country in gun-related violence. That is an emergency. And
yes.
Listen, this is an insane situation. I mean, this is like, it's an Al-Anon situation. Daddy's nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're forced into a relationship, and we have to, like, get together and talk about it and remind ourselves.
Something's the matter with Dad.
Yeah, yeah. And
you just gave Joy a new line she's going to be using every day.
You've got to tell
Careful.
Joy the line that you said to me right before we went on air. What was that?
Oh, I said about Trump, I said it's like Tony Soprano and Joey Buttafuoco had a baby who got to choose a third of the Supreme Court. It's insane. What are we going to do? It's insane.
We're going to bubble wrap RBG and then go from there.
You know, he seems to be in trouble, but he's too old to be having a midlife crisis. We were talking about that before.
Yeah, well, I'm too old to be having a midlife crisis.
But you're having one anyway?
Well, I thought I was, and then I realized I'd never met anyone who's 118.
Yeah. Yeah. But did you have one when you were like 45, 50, like that?
I feel like I've been having I don't know when the crisis never wasn't. But yeah, it's getting worse. My doctor said to me the other day, he said, "Congratulations, you've outlived your shoulders."
But you can't be having that many crises because you're in all these amazing shows. You're in a new show called Valley of the Boom,
Yes.
and it's about the origin of the internet as we know it. So, which really started in the '90s. And what did you learn doing this? Because it's such an interesting time in history.
Well, it's fascinating. This is a really fun, sort of joyous romp through the origin story of this digital soup that we're all swimming around in. The thing that strikes me is, we are inundated with this digital world. We're kind of at the mercy of it. We had no immune system to deal with this explosion of technology, but it's all relative. My grandmother used to cry about telephones because nobody wrote letters anymore.
Yeah.
And cars destroyed communities. And I guarantee you, when they invented the printing press, a bunch of monks showed up and said, "I just memorized this whole blessed book," and you're just going to give it away?
Abacus.
Yeah. So we have to adjust to it, and this is a really joyous romp through that world. But we're at a point where I think we have to we have to inflict a little humanity on our technology.
It's really young.
We have
I think it needs to go through a little maturity process.
It's addicting, and it worries me. It's rearranging the neurons in my kid's head.
Yeah.
And you play the former CEO of Netscape, James Barksdale.
Yes.
He was known to be tough but fair. Emphasis on tough. Let's take a look.
I guess you've heard there's a big problem here, and it really hasn't been getting any better. Mike's been really undercutting my methodologies in the sales force.
Yeah, that's a bunch of... What's going to happen? We're going to get together tomorrow, same time. And if you two still aren't getting along, I'm going to flip a coin. Now, heads, I fire Todd. Tails, I fire Mike. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Get tough.
Well, Bradley, honey, if you were going to play a Tex CEO, really, it's too bad you couldn't play Jeff Bezos, because that seems interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. There could very well be a film at some point. You could play him.
No comment.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, no. I ache for all involved.
You know, I wanna go
like
back to when you came out here, we were talking, and you were talking about Jamie Gutenberg, and you thought about guns as a national emergency. It's something that Congress, that our government needs to address. And I just want to, you know, remind, there's a lot of Republicans who right now are pushing for Trump to declare a national emergency, including our friend Lindsey Graham. Republicans need to remember that there will be a time when they're not in the White House and they're not in charge of the Senate, and there's going to be other people who are and may want to declare national emergencies on other things, which is why we have a balance of power and co-equal branches.
Yes, yes, yeah.
The movie. I'm supposed to ask you about the movies.
That's okay. No, let's talk
Hell
about.
of a segue.
No, listen. Just one more thing about guns that I would say respectfully to people who disagree with me.
Looking at me, it's okay.
Okay. Apparently, the idea is that I'm sorry, but our children being slaughtered in schools with weapons of war is part of the cost of freedom. And universal background checks is too high a price to pay. And that makes no sense to me. Nobody is trying to take people's guns away, but we have to get rational about this.
I think they know it doesn't make any sense. They don't care. They got the money. They want the money.
Thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
Our thanks to Bradley Whitford. Valley of the Boom premieres on Nat Geo on Sunday night. You are also in a new film that's getting a lot of buzz called Destroyer with Nicole Kidman. It's in theaters now. You must go see it. We'll be right back.
You must.
You must.